This is one of the craziest situations I heard in a while that involves parasocial behavior. A fan asking its idol, well, allegedly asking its idol to block other fans on TikTok, and he did it. And then something happened. So apparently there was some drama between this fan and KB over another fan, like she got blocked or something. And when things didn't go her way, she just dropped the bomb and exposed all their private messages. This is giving me breakup gone wrong. Girl, what is this? The Idol Diaries? That's a crazy example of parasocial behavior, and now KB has responded to this with a long statement on TikTok.
I didn't want to talk about this, but I've been suffering a lot lately. I know who was behind the fake account. She had people create it and leak her personal information. And she brainwashed me that it was one of the fans in this room who was behind it.
And I'm just shocked reading his statement. Quick intro if you don't know. onlyoneof is a K-pop boy group that debuted in 2019 with 7 members, but now they're down to 6. The idol in question here is KB. And yeah, he's a fully grown 33-year-old man. That's important to mention because for some reason, fans love to baby grown-ass men in this industry like they're still trainees fresh out of middle school. Like he doesn't know what he was doing. He is manipulated. Well, moving on to controversy. According to fans, the large amount of gifts a particular user gave resulted in them forming a close relationship with KB, in which the idol reportedly shared personal information. So apparently there was this one fan who gave KB a ton of gifts on TikTok Live, and because of that, people think they got kinda close. Like, close enough that he might have shared some personal stuff with her, which is definitely not normal for an idol-fan relationship. Fans also alleged that this particular fan, reportedly known to have engaged in stalking behavior over the years, used this contact to tell the idol to block fans on TikTok. After an alleged disagreement with KB over another fan and him supposedly blocking her, the fan allegedly exposed private messages between them and the idol. She really tried to manage his socials. Then, after some kind of falling out over another fan and him maybe blocking her instead, she got mad and leaked their private messages. She posted Instagram stories saying, "Should I be surprised that Toxic Lions, that's the fandom name, would focus on calling me names and saying I am lying about KB making me his friend and ignore the actual issues going on? Nope, cause it's me and it's been that way for years. Were any of them even in the lives to see how he greeted me? Nope. Did he greet anyone else that way? Nope. But God forbid you finally acknowledge your jealousy or be mad at him. Congrats to the Toxic Lions who still love to hate on me. I don't actually care anymore, but you gave me a reason to share these screenshots." This whole situation is honestly a textbook case of parasocial obsession going way too far. First off, the person behind these screenshots seems to believe that their interactions with KB weren't just friendly, they were special. They're convinced they had a unique relationship with him, almost like a personal friendship. And that's already red flag territory when it comes to fan idol dynamics. There's a strong sense of entitlement here. They imply that because they've been around for a long time or gave gifts, they deserve to be treated differently. Like, were any of you in the lives to see how he greeted me? That's not normal fan behavior. That's someone who thinks emotional investment, sheer ownership. Then comes the validation-seeking part. They're hurt, clearly. But instead of dealing with that privately, they post these DMs as receipts, basically like, look, he did like me. It's giving jealous ex energy, and it's not a good look. Rather than taking accountability for crossing boundaries, like allegedly telling KB to block other fans, they redirect all the attention to Toxic Lions and accuse people of being jealous. That's a classic move to avoid dealing with the actual issue. But maybe the most concerning thing is the complete lack of boundaries. Just because an idol is nice or responsive doesn't mean you get to make demands. Or worse, air private messages when things don't go your way. That's not friendship, that's control. This whole mess is a reminder that being a fan is fine, loving an artist's work is fine, but when the line between admiration and obsession gets blurred, it stops being about support and turns into possession. Alright, so now let's talk about KB's side of the story. Because yes, he did speak up after getting dragged for allegedly blocking fans based on what one person told him. Now, I'll be honest, I'm not going to frame KB as completely innocent or the helpless victim here, because just reading his statement, it's clear this is messier than a reality TV reunion episode. But let's unpack it. So KB starts by saying that this particular fan had been telling him for years that she was being bullied by other fans, aka Lions. She even said she might have to stop being a fan altogether because of the hate, and apparently, she wasn't the only one. KB claims he got multiple reports of fans being bullied, feeling unsafe, even wanting to hurt themselves. So, in response, he says he blocked people who were allegedly involved because he felt it was his duty to protect fans. That part? Okay, it's understandable on paper, but here's where it gets murky. He admits he trusted her because he thought she was looking out for other fans, but eventually her behavior changed. He says she got controlling, manipulative, wanted his full attention, and would blow up at him for how he managed the fandom. Basically, she went from concerned fan to possessive nightmare. He claims she faked messages, spread lies, and used those to create a narrative that made him look bad. According to him, not only that, she or someone linked to her allegedly made fake accounts to harass other fans and even sent death threats to him and his followers. It got so bad that people, including KB himself, were told to unalive themselves. This is beyond messy. It's full-blown unhinged. Now KB does try to clear the air about the gifts too. He says the money he received from livestream gifts didn't make this fan special, and that he appreciates all lions equally, even the ones who can't give anything. That part honestly sounds like damage control, but okay. Then, in the end, he basically begs fans not to believe her, calls her a liar, and says he has witnesses who used to support her, but now stand with him because they saw what she was really doing. He apologizes for the whole situation and says his intentions were always to protect fans, not harm them. So here's the thing. Yes, if what KB is saying is true, this fan crossed all kinds of boundaries and created real harm. But also, he did admit to blocking fans based on her word alone. And even if it came from a protective place, it was still a poor decision that caused backlash. Trusting one person to be the voice of an entire fandom is a risky move. Okay, so this fan posted a bunch of IG stories today, and honestly, it's giving chaos. She starts off by basically calling KB out, saying, "So now you know that KB lied to his fans during his live about our conversation and my information being edited." And then she drops the real question. Do you now start to wonder what else he is lying about? Apparently, KB handed over their chat to his manager, which might accidentally drag Nine into this whole mess. She even said, "Does KB's manager not know that Wookjin is 9? And then she talked about a list she gave KB, which, by the way, people were using to say she was controlling or manipulative. But she claps back with, "So either the manager's clueless or this just became an even bigger mess for the group as a whole. The manager forgot to tell you how many times KB asked for it before I finally gave in." She says the only name she asked to block was Tegan, and that the whole From boycott? It was to protect KB and 9, but it gets worse. In another story, she says, "That isn't even what is going on. But that is what happens when everyone wants to have an opinion on X, only focus on certain pieces of information while ignoring other information and twist stuff." She's basically accusing people, and KB himself, of picking and choosing what to believe, while leaving out the actual context. And then she gets into some serious stuff. She says she was doxxed, her personal info was leaked during KB's lives, and she tried to get help but was ignored. KB's and his TT manager did not respond to my messages regarding this and did not take this issue seriously. Not only that, she says KB's manager threatened her twice, and when she didn't go along with them, KB apparently went live and publicly accused her of 1. Being behind fake accounts, 2. Creating fake DMs between them, 3. Always getting mad at him and ruining the fandom, 4. Manipulating him, 5. Just wanting attention. But here's what she said in response. "Anyone in the lives knew I didn't. I was quiet in the lives, did not want attention, and it was KB and 9 who wanted me to stop hiding behind LoveMe." That line kinda hit, not gonna lie. And then finally she said, "KB created a sense of doubt about me filing a police report, even though I sent him and the manager the information and the links. He could have asked for the phone number and confirmed it himself if he did not believe me. He had the case number." So she's saying she did report the doxing, but KB made it seem like she was lying about it to his fans. She also revealed that people tried to get her fired. They apparently reached out to her workplace. At the end of the day, I don't think anyone comes out of this looking good. The fan got way too involved to the point where personal boundaries were completely blurred, and KB let that happen. I'm not even going to get into who's lying and who's not, because honestly, we'll probably never know. Fake screenshots exist, people twist narratives, and fans are always going to take their idol's side and baby them no matter what. But the real issue here, the line between idol and fan got way too thin, and now everyone's caught in the fallout. This whole situation is just another example of how parasocial relationships run deep in this industry. It's the backbone of how it all survives, but it's honestly sad and so unhealthy.